Good morning, and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View. Welcome to the channel this Wednesday morning. I've got a few things to get around this morning. I'm going to listen to Neil Lennon. Because let's face it, this week is going to be full of what Neil Lennon is speaking about. We're going to listen to Alan Thompson. Got a little message from Alan Thompson. And then we're going to talk about the laughable situation that Celtic Football Club find them in, laughing at a certain club in Scotland this week. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up to reach as many Celtic supporters as possible. Now, let's listen to Lennon, because I think it's imperative that we listen to the narrative that's coming from Lenny on this old interview.
Listen, everyone tries to skirt around it. That's the basis of it. Has been since 2000. First day I stepped on the pitch at Windsor Park as a Celtic player, I was booed every time I touched the ball. Having previously played 36 times and had nothing but was my association with Celtic being high profile. There's no question in my mind that was the reason behind it.
Yep.
And it's what you want to call it. You call it sectarianism here in Scotland. I call it racism. If a black man is abused, you're not just abusing the colour of his skin, you're abusing his culture, his heritage, his background. It's the exact same when I get called a Fenian, a pauper, a beggar, a tarrier. These people with a sense of entitlement or a superiority complex. And all I do is stand up for myself.
Exactly. And that is going to be their full songbook will be out, up to their knees in Fenian blood this weekend, etc., etc., etc. But we get over it. We move on from it. Listen to Alan Thompson and what he thinks about the game this weekend before we make sure you watch to the end of the video to see what club Celtic are laughing at out loud this week. Alan, what do you think about this week's game at Ibrox?
Well, it's huge, isn't it? I think because of how tight it is, I even think the goal difference is tight. It might even go down to goal difference this season. Again, I've been there in the past, and it's every game's huge now from here to the end of the season, and we've got to go to Ibrox on the 7th, and then I think there's one game left at Parkhead. So those two games are going to be huge, and then obviously the games in between that, you just can't afford to drop points. If you drop points, you're going to struggle to win the title.
Yeah, that's true. We are going to struggle to win the title, and it's in the case of Celtic. It's in Celtic's hands, isn't it? It is in Celtic's hands, and if we win every game, that's how we're champions. I mean, we could take a draw this weekend, and a draw would be sufficient to get us over the line, I think. But you want to go out there and you want to win. You want to win at Ibrox, and you want to hear the boos ring out. Could you imagine the condemnation from their fans when it gets to the 80th minute and if Celtic are winning 2 or 3-0? Because let's face it, they're going to empty the stadium, and it's going to be funny because there'll be no Celtic fans there to celebrate like there has been in the past when we were dominant. I think the fact that Celtic have gone into this weekend with quite a full squad, getting everyone back to fitness. The only reasonable doubt is going to be Callum McGregor this weekend. And even if Callum McGregor doesn't play, Tomoki Iwata has done not too bad this season, stepping in for Callum. You've got to remember that he did step in for that position and play and allowed Callum McGregor to go further forward. Have you got anything to say to the Celtic fans this morning, Tomo?
Subscribe to One Celtic Fans View. Hail.
See you later. All right. Thank you for that, and make sure that you all subscribe. Anyway, let's get on to the news about Celtic and who Celtic are laughing at. Celtic play a semi-final in just a couple of weeks' time against Aberdeen. And a few weeks ago, Aberdeen demanded a 50-50 share of the tickets to Hampden. The game on April the 20th has many Celtic fans sitting thinking, I want a ticket for the game, and they can't get one due to the massive home ticket cup scheme that Celtic have. But Aberdeen are struggling to sell their tickets. Now let's look at the Aberdeen website. Now, as you can see, they've only sold out 4 sections behind the goals, and that one's locked. But if you look at this one, this is laughable. So you can go on and you can buy tickets for the Aberdeen's Ultras section. And as you can see, Celtic have sold out at least 3/4 of the stadium, but you can go in and buy tickets for the Aberdeen Ultras section if you wanted to buy a ticket for the Aberdeen Ultras section, which is quite comical. Considering that Aberdeen think themselves a big club, Aberdeen is a team that fail to fill their ground every time Celtic come. They have reduced their allocation to Celtic over the years, and going to the days where Celtic used to get a full stand, they now get about 1/4 of the stand at Aberdeen up in Pittodrie. They demanded 50-50 split, thinking that they're going to take a lot of fans to Aberdeen. And as it stands just now, they've not even sold quarter of the section that they have. So it looks like Celtic might get more tickets. So hang in there, Celtic fans, hang in there. You never know. It looks like Aberdeen won't be able to sell out their full allocation. This section is probably all blocked due to the fact that if Aberdeen can't sell out all these sections around here, because I mean, even in the main stand, there's still lots of tickets available. Oh, that one's locked. So yeah, there is lots of tickets still available. From £21, from £16 in the Aberdeen Ultras section. That's just comical, isn't it? It is absolutely comical. Anyway, moving on. Now, the big talking point this week is obviously the will he, won't he situation with Callum McGregor. Obviously, standing boss at the weekend, John Kennedy, was optimistic about Callum making the game this weekend. He said that the manager, Brendan Rodgers, would make a decision, although he is returning to full training this week after his spell out injured. The concerns over his readiness have sparked a debate among Celtic fans. Even Chris Sutton has got in on the action, talking about Celtic will probably throw caution to the wind by not rushing the influential Celtic captain back into football. I mean, you look at the way that Celtic have rushed Cameron Carter-Vickers this season. They got him back a bit too early. Rio Hatate at the beginning of the season, they got him back too early, and then he sustained another injury. It's paramount that we keep Callum McGregor as fit as possible with the running in mind. The potential that he could bolster the squad this weekend and having him general that midfield. And let's face it, he gives all the players a boost. Everyone spoke about it. Everyone spoke about the fact that when Callum's in that team, Celtic play that little bit better. Is it important enough that we risk him for this game? I think even the 60-minute mark, getting 60 minutes out of Callum McGregor, just to make sure that we try and be as dominant as we can in this, because let's face it, they've got their favourite referee in town. It came out yesterday that the referee is what it is, but I don't want to focus on the referee going into this game. It is all about what Celtic do. The referee can do what he wants to disallow Celtic goals, etc., with the help of VAR. We all know where the referee's allegiance lies. Let's face it, he's the only referee in Scotland to have a Rangers supporters club named after him, after the bar that he drinks in on an ongoing basis. Anyway, speaking to Sky Sports, if Callum McGregor, Chris Sutton said, if Callum McGregor is fully fit, he says if he's been on the bike or the gym for 5-6 weeks, it's not the same thing as training. How much work has he done? Is he match fit? And this is what it comes down to. Is he match fit? You think about Rio Hatate played 45 minutes during the international break to make sure his fitness was up. Is Callum McGregor going to be fit enough to play a full match? I still say at least a half of 3/4 fit Callum McGregor is better than nothing at all. Even if he's half fit, do we drop him out the team and try and maintain that stability that we've had in the midfield? Or would you play Paulo Bernardo? Because let's face it, Paulo Bernardo came on at the weekend and went, hold my pint, Rio, and come on and had a fantastic second half. Cameron Carter-Vickers, he's a big plus going into the game. If Calmac doesn't make it, we've still got O'Reilly, we've still got Alwata, we've still got Paulo Bernardo, and the one and only Rio Hatate. Tell me what you think about the video today. Make sure you give it a thumbs up. And on that note, have a fantastic day, Celtic fans all around the world.